Welcome, everybody, to the break. My name is Brad Lachut. I am the Director of Government and Industry Affairs for PIA of the Northeast. Today, I'm here to talk to you about a new law in New Jersey that requires all businesses and rental units to carry certain levels of liability insurance in the state of New Jersey. So let's talk about the law. So in a nutshell, what it requires is that all business owners and owners of rental units, one rental unit or multiple units, to maintain liability insurance in the sum of $500,000 at least. This went into effect February 1st of this year, of 2023. The law was actually passed in 2022, and there was a phase-in in 22 as well. But for all intents and purposes, it went in fully in effect February 1st of 2023. Now, this law applies to all businesses and rental units in New Jersey. The law talks about businesses, but that term is undefined. So there's no clear exclusions for businesses below a certain size or anything like that. So with that said, it seems like it would apply to all businesses. So something to be aware of. If you operate in New Jersey, you're required to comply with this law. So what are the requirements of this law? Well, the law requires that businesses maintain a liability insurance for negligent acts and omissions. That's pretty much the sum of it. There's no mention of a specific policy type, so you don't need to have, this policy or that policy. All that's required is that the policy covers liability, and it's the sum of at least $500,000, as I mentioned. So as long as the policy provides those limits, any policy should satisfy the law, including a business owner's policy, a BOP, or a CGL, or something like that. So pretty standard policies should meet this. It shouldn't be a high bar to clear. Now, I do want to mention that there is one, I'll say, limited exemption to this, or exception to the requirements. And that's for owner-occupied rental units. So owners of multifamily homes with 4 or fewer units are required to maintain a liability policy in the amount of not less than $300,000. So a little bit less than the $500,000 we saw for all businesses. Owners of multifamily homes, $300,000. Now, this only applies if the owner of the multifamily home also occupies one of the units within that multifamily home. So if the owner was to live elsewhere, then the requirement isn't $300,000, it's $500,000. So the key here is that the owner lives in or occupies one of the units in that multifamily home. All the requirements are the same, including enforcement, which I will talk about right now. So enforcement here, business owners and landlords, either one, are required to file or register a certificate of insurance with the municipality, tough one for me to say, in which the business or rental unit or multifamily home is located. So whatever that might be, that town, that city, that village, certificate of insurance must be filed with that municipality. In addition, municipalities are authorized but not required to establish a reasonable and administrative fee for the filing of that certificate of registration or certificate of insurance. That fee will likely vary between different cities and towns and villages. Some might not have any fee, some might have a big fee. But something to be aware of, that there's probably going to be some variety depending on where you are located. In addition to that administrative fee, municipalities are also permitted, but again, not required, to collect a fine between $500 and $5,000 for failure to comply with this law. So if a business was to fail to register their certificate of insurance or had lower limits, they could be fined by the municipality that they are located in. So be aware of that. There is some enforcement action now. And one of the reasons we're doing this break right now is we're starting to get a few more questions on this. Municipalities asking for this certificate of insurance. So be aware, it sounds like there are some enforcement actions going on out there related to this law. So that is this New Jersey law in a nutshell. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to PIA, either at the Government Affairs at PIA.org or to our Resource Center at resourcecenter@PIA.org. I've included a few links below to some FAQs on this law that goes into a little bit more detail. If you have any questions, please feel free to look at those links, see if they're addressed there. If not, please email us with any questions you might have on this topic, or if you have any questions on any other topics or suggestions for further breaks, please feel free to reach out. Well, thank you so much for the time. Hopefully this was informative, and we'll see you again soon on the next break.